Hey guys, welcome to the next podcast episode. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
We've all survived. Also, no one's met Annie yet. So, girlfriend Annie.
Hi, Annie.
Hi. We're about to get a guest over there. What's up, Gilbert? He's on camera. Yeah, you're on camera.
Yeah.
No, we're doing our podcast episode.
Want to join?
Yeah. And off he goes. Do you want to start over? Or do you want to keep it in? Okay, yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Bunch of bloops.
So, bit about your car history.
Which car?
All the cars.
Okay, so I had a Prius before, and I got my Prius without test driving it. It was a brand new Prius. I bought it because I loved the color. And yeah.
Did you know anything about Priuses? Because you said you didn't test drive it, which, by
Yeah.
the way, that's crazy to me. I didn't know that until just now.
Yeah.
But so you literally went, wait, okay, I'm sorry. Taking a step back, were you at the dealership to buy a car?
Yes.
And then you saw the car and you were like, that's a good color. I want that car.
Yeah.
Okay, but it wasn't like you were online and you saw an ad for a car and you're like, oh, that's a really pretty color. I want to go see if I can find one. This happened at the dealership?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I was literally there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw that car that's a perfect color. And I signed. And then the monthly payment was all good. The color, I liked it. And I didn't test drive it.
What for people, what I can't remember, like it wasn't like Seafoam something, or
It's a C Pro.
Sea
like a
Pearl.
blue color.
Okay, we'll throw it into the video.
Experiment.
No, it was like a pearly teal is
Like a
the way.
teal, yeah.
Yeah.
The first time I drove it was the time I drive it home. I was like, holy shit, yeah.
What was your impression of it? Okay, because now I've got questions. What was your impression of it? Like thinking back to that day as best as you can. What was your impression driving home? I imagine there was for sure like it's my new car. But did you what did it feel like for you?
So many buttons.
Okay.
Because I went from an 06 Hyundai Elantra
Okay.
to a 22 Prius.
That's
so
fair.
the huge difference, and it's very quiet and it's a lot bigger.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
very nice. I like it.
I gotta say, I drove it. The ergonomics are terrible in that car.
No, you like it because it's fun. It gives you a little driving score when you drive it.
Like
it give
an
you
economy score?
no
Yes.
like they
Okay.
rate the way you drive, like how you brake, how you accelerate, how
But
Yeah.
for economy though, not like you could have set the new lap record. Not like that.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
still give you a checkered flag symbol next to
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah
the game.
To
Which
see
Well, at least
you
it's not a DNF. Like,
to see how good you drive.
oh my god, let's
Yeah.
total one and see if we get a DNF flag. Like, so DNF, are you familiar with it?
No.
So in a race, it did not finish the
Oh,
car for whatever
okay.
reason. You didn't complete the
God.
drive. Okay.
Yeah. This was nice.
It's just blue flag as you drive.
it had the checkered flag the whole time.
But during,
He got a
there's
really
no
good
blue flag as you
MP3.
drive.
It was just the icon for it.
Blue flag is okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you bought something else.
Yeah. And then I wasn't going to buy that because at first I wasn't too impressed. Even when you showed me, it was not very impressed at the
Okay.
moment. It's so small.
Sure.
And then, but when we went to test drive, it was actually nice.
It's a totally different experience when you're doing it. Yeah.
No, he was the one test driving it.
Were you driving the automatic?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you think of the automatic?
You're driving
I-
like crazy.
Well, you
So
have
wait,
to.
we haven't said what car it is yet.
Way.
Okay. Well, let's not say what car it is. What did you think of the automatic?
I mean, the automatic works fine. Like, transmission wasn't laggy or jumpy or anything bad. It worked as well as any slush box automatic will work.
Okay.
And that car, being the later version, has enough torque and things. It still feels very nice and quick, even with the automatic.
Well, yeah, I imagine it probably feels better depending on who the driver is. Like from a passenger perspective, like somebody who takes a second to find the next gear and clutch in, find the gear, get out, back in. It's probably faster. I mean, when you look at a lot of like automatics, their 0 to 60s are longer times, but their time around a track is faster because it shifts faster than the human,
Mhm.
assuming that you get in and like up and down appropriately. But so anyway, okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, if I compare it to another automatic vehicle I recently drove, for I can't remember if we mentioned the car accident back in December. I had a Mustang 5.0 rental car for a little bit.
yeah.
Was that
And
automatic?
Hmm?
Okay.
Yep, it's automatic, which ugh, I think the automatic in that car makes it actually dangerous to drive. Like
Okay.
it's actually dangerous to drive because of that automatic transmission.
Too much power?
No, it's too slow. Every operation you do with that automatic transmission on that Mustang, you punch the gas because you want to pass someone.
It's like, let's
And
get
by
off
the
these
time-
train tracks. It's like, nope, you just got hit because it won't go.
Yeah,
You
you
have different modes, like like dirt,
Yeah, it's
gravel,
Take out
or
pedestrian.
I mean, that's the default mode.
The default mode, yeah.
That's terrible. But no, is there like a sports mode in which it
Yeah.
like will play in higher rev?
Sort of. There's a sports mode. If you put it in there, it's still equally slow to respond, but it locks out the highest gears and it hangs on to lower gears forever. So if you hit the gas, you pass someone, it decides now it's time to downshift, even after the whole moment is over. Then you sit there with your foot floating in the air, waiting for it to upshift again. Someday it will upshift again back into the cruising gear, but it's not good. Likewise, I was driving it in the rain, and if you go from a stop and you give it moderate throttle, once the transmission decides it's time to move, it will just immediately step out and try to lose control, even with all the safety features turned on.
That's because you were
In
still in
normal
the
mode.
default pedestrian mode.
I mean, they're all hit pedestrians, really. So you have to hit pedestrians driving a Mustang.
So for the people that are watching or listening to this
It's
that don't
blue. It was a lot
understand,
of work to clean it.
right? It is a stereotypical like meme status, I think, at this point, but it always seems to happen that way. Is that Ford Mustangs, when they're leaving Cars and Coffee, spin out and take out a bunch of pedestrians. And a buddy of ours, Juan, just got his first motorcycle, and he had his first like serious like, oh no, I'm gonna die moment a few days in with a Mustang. So,
It was like his third day as a trip.
yeah, his third day out, like this Mustang was like, I want to exist where you exist. Maybe two physical objects can exist in the same place at the same time.
Hmm.
And if not, I weigh more. Like, so,
Yeah. I'm just wondering if it was sluggish, as you say, because of the weight or the drivetrain.
it's just the way the
Well,
transmission's tuned. Yeah.
Like there is a moment going around a curve, and I actually had our friend Ryan in the car with me, and I stepped on the gas to speed up a little bit. It lagged. We got past the part where I wanted to accelerate. Then it decided hit all the power and tried to turn us into
That's
the
gonna
ditch.
hit you.
That's what he's saying. It's dangerous. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I wonder if you drive one for long enough, if it becomes predictable and you just manage it.
I mean,
Did it seem consistently that kind of way? Like in a way that you could learn?
it's consistently slow with that transmission. You could put your foot all the way to the floor and let off before it will respond. It literally takes more than a second to do anything you ask.
We're gonna get back to our topic, but I don't condone these things, but they exist. There are those I don't know what they're called off the top of my head, but they're things that you just plug into the OBD port, and they're like throttle remappers. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the pedal tuner.
Yeah, and they don't do anything for power. They just change the way that the pedal
Mhm.
functions. I wonder if one of those would improve the experience.
I mean, I don't think it would. If you could change how the transmission computer is programmed, then sure.
Sure.
To tell it like increase the pressure so that things actually connect when you tell it to.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so going back then,
Hmm.
you test drove the automatic that Annie got.
Yeah.
Is now the reveal time. That's what.
I feel like there's more. Well,
Okay.
we can say what kind of car it is, and there's more.
Okay. Do you want to do the more first?
Yeah, let's do the more first.
Okay.
So we test drive that, but the interior was not the one I want.
Okay.
So I want the one that's in the showroom.
Quick pause, and it not as a spoiler.
Yeah.
The trim that you have now,
Mm.
is that a different trim than the one that you test drove? So that's why the interior was different. It was just a
Wait,
trim
I think
difference.
it's the same trim, just different interior.
That is
It was a
possible.
different color.
Yeah, it was just different color, but same trim.
Okay, that
Yeah.
because that's possible. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
They had like sandstone. There's black. There's even
Yeah, the
I think the
inside
blue
of
one.
it.
Yeah.
The blue
That
ones
was
you'd have
Yeah.
to order it.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah, there's
Oh.
blue.
Yep.
They had a blue
Oh.
one?
But it's a very pale.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
not a super pretty blue. I don't
I
think.
see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was so I ended up got the one in the showroom,
Okay.
and then monthly payment was cheaper than my Prius.
That's not surprising.
Really?
Yeah.
I was very surprised. And my insurance
That's fair.
went down.
This is the
That's
next part.
surprising.
Pay
I
attention.
know.
The insurance went down per month with this car
Yeah,
as
no.
opposed to a Prius.
I know. I'm not
So
gonna
that's
lie.
that's
This is
yeah,
actually
that's the surprising
I
one.
know.
it's not
I-
surprising to me, but I've had the same experience when I went from an Altima to an RX-7. My insurance dropped considerably.
What year was the Ultima
95,
and the RX-7?
87,
That's probably
because it's older.
right.
So
Then
they
the cost of replacement, from what they believe it to be.
Yeah.
no. The liability went down,
Oh, interesting.
which doesn't make any sense to me. But
Because pop up headlights kill people. Like so.
no, only in Europe.
Right. Okay. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my case, my
Just
Prius
cheaper all around.
2022, and my new car is 2023.
Okay.
So my insurance still went down.
So lowered insurance and
Cheaper
lower
monthly
monthly.
payment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, she did a good deal.
Yeah. No, I think so. Like we won't get into the specifics of how that worked and everything, but yeah, that okay. Now the reveal.
You say it?
Your car.
Okay. It's a 2023 Indy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is the
The gray.
Mazda,
yeah,
not
Mazda.
Miata. They're not called Miatas anymore. The Mazda MX-5.
Yeah.
She
Which
has
version?
the ND2.
ND2 RF.
Yep.
Yeah.
And for the people that are watching or listening that don't know, the ND2 is the second generation of the ND. They had some visual changes, some suspension changes, some significant power changes.
The power was a significant
Yeah.
difference.
Um,
It felt much better in the automatic with the ND2 versus
Yep.
the ND1.
Yep. Entertainment system, like general changes. There is a huge difference between the ND1 and ND2. And then the RF is the hardtop, the power retracting hardtop, but not the PRHT, whatever.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So cool. I saw your car recently, and when I say recently, it was several weeks ago. And I noticed that you have the wind deflector, but yours is acrylic and clear. Was that the one that it came with?
Mhm.
Oh, interesting. Okay. They sell those as aftermarket parts because most of them,
Oh.
every one that I've seen before has been like a black plastic netting. It's like a screen, but
Mhm.
solid. So,
Oh.
and people are like, oh, clear looks way better. And so I saw it. I was like, oh, she's already buying mods. So
Well, this is which trim?
Venturi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grand Touring gets lots of nice stuff. And you know what bugs me? All right, now I'm going to have a moment. You know what bugs me? And I didn't know this when we went and bought ours. It turns out that the Grand Touring is the trim that you want. You absolutely want all the stuff that the Grand Touring has. However, it
I
doesn't.
don't. But
No, wait. So it turns out, however, there are other trims. There's the base model, there's the Grand Touring, there's a club model. But the club model has packages that are exclusive to the club model,
Mhm.
which is brakes, suspension, seats,
Wheels.
wheels. Yeah. And there's actually design elements that are slightly different for the front end, the rear diffuser, and the side. But did you know that you can get the appearance Brembo and leather seat, whatever package? You can get all of that and then add the Grand Touring trim on top.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And I did not, but you must custom order it that way. And we didn't know when it was just like, oh,
No, we
let's-
knew.
we
but
didn't know until after like the next day. Like the deal was done.
my deal was done. You could have still.
I
like,
probably,
yeah.
but I was just like, and then we would have had to wait for one from Japan because they just were scarce at the time. But no, I was like, oh, cool. Like we could just add this package. You just add it, whatever. It's stuff that you can bolt on. And they're like, no, you have to order a club to get that package. And it's like, oh, but I want all these things. They're like, no, you can order the Grand Touring package on top of the club model with the, and I was like, what? That's the dumbest thing I've ever. You'll add the Grand Touring package to the club, but you won't add the club stuff to the Grand Touring if somebody wanted it. So
It's a
anyway,
strange grandness.
Yeah.
there.
right.
Strange
Uh,
random.
So going back then, the question that I had for you was you sort of recollect the experience that you had when you got your Prius. So many buttons, and
Yeah.
it was an upgrade from the Elantra.
Mhm.
What was your experience when you first drove your Miata?
Fun.
Okay.
Fun and fast. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then did you drive the Prius at all? Did you drive
Yeah.
a modern Prius?
Yeah,
Okay.
My Prius.
yeah,
Um,
hers, which was very,
Too.
yeah, 22, and the 23 is a whole different
Oh,
thing.
no.
Yeah.
It
yeah.
is.
I thought-
and they
It's
actually
not
kind of
cool.
yeah.
Wait,
No,
yeah,
no.
they look bad.
They look interesting.
Yeah.
From somebody who has a broader experience in cars, would you say that Ann's Prius deserves the general reputation that it's stereotyped for?
Yes.
Okay.
I knew it.
Minus the checkered flag, though, right?
I mean,
I don't know. I kind of like the little game that she's talking.
Yeah.
it gives you
It's
active little
Ugh.
progress bars as you go.
Oh,
You can
But
get
there's-
that with progressive too.
There's one problem with the progress bars is they reset when you stop.
Oh yeah.
Not like turn it off, but when you come to a stop.
Like a red light, it resets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which
which kind of defeats the point.
I want to save my game. Like
Yeah.
I want to continue.
Yeah, you should have a score for the whole drive, not for each leg of the drive
Right.
Yeah.
or each
Yeah.
block in the city or whatever. Doesn't make any sense.
Even my motorcycle keeps high score count.
Yeah.
Ryan still has the record for largest tilt angle. So it's funny because I did an ECU check on it and I was like, who did it's like, no, you didn't get. I think it's like 56 degrees of lean. And I was like, no, you did not. So that's in reference to a buddy of ours who dropped my motorcycle. Okay, cool. So you love your car?
Love it. Yeah.
But what else have you been thinking about and doing to it?
Besides the one I already done.
I don't know what's already been done to it.
The exhaust. So we upgrade the exhaust.
What'd you put on it?
Racing did.
Oh yeah,
Power
same
pod.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
It's,
sounds
it's a
good, yeah.
really good
It's,
sound.
yeah. It sounds really low. It's just
It
fun.
sounds so good.
And it
Yeah.
took him 45 minutes to put it on.
It's
Yeah.
fast. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
fast.
The
I was-
package was huge.
My God, they
Yeah.
cut down an
Oh my
entire
God.
forest for that packing paper.
Yeah. Well, they got to protect it from scratches or blemishes.
Mhm.
But
It was also bubble wrapped.
I don't
That's cute.
remember.
I don't think mine wasn't bubble wrap.
I don't remember. Where'd you get yours from?
We ordered it through Pineapple Racing,
Oh, okay.
which get to that.
We'll get to that. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
You notice it has like such a very specific resonant tone that you can tell that it's her coming.
It's
Mhm.
so nice.
It is,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I was just telling her the other day. I was like, yeah, I can be working in the yard or whatever. And I'm like, oh, that's how there's no other car in this area that
Yeah.
sounds like
That's
that.
how I know when he gets home.
Yeah.
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 Earlier on when
Yeah.
I was driving rotary, it was like there was a clear distinction of like, yep, that's a rotary,
Yeah.
and there's only these people, so it's one of these people. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
When the RX-8 really goes through some weird tones as it transitions through all the different intake effect valves,
Yeah.
so you can tell where in the rev range an RX-8 is as well.
Or how long it's been driving. Like, no, that's not been running long enough. So, okay, so going back to the Mustang though, quick question.
Hmm.
So you drove the modern-ish Prius,
Mhm.
and you must choose. You have to live with it for the rest of forever.
Mhm.
That is your car. You can't sell it. You must love it. You must whatever. The Mustang that was your rental or the Prius?
I mean, I'd rather die in the Mustang than live in the Prius. So
Oh my
Okay.
God, I cannot believe you said
That is
that.
so good.
Oh my God.
I don't know, man. Like I have this huge animosity towards Mustangs. I know I would have a better experience in the Mustang,
Mhm.
but I think I like because there's a guy of ours that's real into Supras, and I won't get one because he wants me to have one. And I won't get Subarus because there's components about the Subaru culture, and I won't get a Ford Mustang because of the Ford Mustang stuff. I don't have any such whatever about the Prius. I don't want a Prius, but I think I'd rather live in the Prius.
No, but like, so this is
That
my
was
final
amazing, by the way.
conclusion. Thank you.
Yeah.
My final conclusion for the Mustang is this is a great rental car, but you should never buy one.
Okay.
Like, buy it, it'll make some great noises. It's got lots of power, so once the transmission wakes up someday, it will go.
Yeah.
Like, it will really go. But
I wonder
You
if
don't need it.
$500 can fix that. Just a transmission ECU flash.
I mean, it'd be worth a try. Like,
Yeah.
if someone gave me one, I would certainly try the ECU flash and see if it.
I feel like there's a lot of good things you can do to both vehicles. And I feel tweaking out a Prius, like we've seen in some car meets, like
Yeah, but that's all visual.
No,
He didn't have anything performance
no,
to that
he
car.
did.
No, there's no way he did.
Did.
No, he did. He still had like the little nose, like the water hose outlet, like
That was the
diameter
best
exhaust.
part of it. It was the Prius.
It was definitely the most character. Okay. Did you drive the Mustang at all?
I asked to, but he didn't let me. So
Yeah,
Because it's a rental.
yeah, the rental agreement said I
Yeah.
wasn't allowed to
That's
let me
fair.
drive it.
yeah,
Okay.
But I did drive her around in it.
yeah.
So
And she was actively afraid of dying. It's like, be careful, be careful.
No, that was when I first met him.
Yeah, that's true, too.
And then
Yeah.
he just drive crazy. So yeah. But now I'm used to it.
I had a lady in the car today who was like, "Oh, I'm not the worst driver," and it's because she doesn't know anything about driving. Like I went around a corner, it was controlled. I actually thought to myself, I was like, "Oh man, I can actively put her in his lap." There's a guy in the back seat too. I was like, "Can actively fling her into his lap." And that was my what is the word? Intrusive thoughts that were like, "Do it," and I was like, "No." And so I just went smoothly around the corner or whatever. But she's like, "Oh, I'm not the worst driver." And the other person was like, "No, I don't think you know what you're talking about. That was very smooth, like around the corner, like, but anyway,
Was her standard slow is good?
I started my car and she's just like, this is really loud. And
Was this a sports car?
she's like, "Is this a sports car?" And I was like, I mean, I guess it's kind of more of a rally car that thinks it's a sports car. Like, I don't know.
It's a rally car that you're building like a sports car.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
definitely not being
that's-
built like a rally car, for sure. So, oh God, building, no, built. It's done. It's done. It's stupid, dumb car. Okay, closing this topic, I kind of want to make this episode like, we're back. Is the automatic Mustang the worst car? So like, but with that in mind, if someone that because I'm gonna forget to research this myself, if someone that owns a modern, like a current generation automatic, because it was current, yeah,
At the time, yeah.
a current generation automatic Mustang, does a transmission ECU flash exist? Let us know. Or do you just completely agree? Did you rent one? Do you own one? And now you hate yourself, but you would rather continue to drive it than the Prius. I don't know. So, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
right. No, I'm sorry. You did the Racing Beat exhaust.
Yeah.
You've done some other things. What's on the roadmap for you?
And what else has been done?
So we pinned the brake caliper.
Yep.
You guys saw it, so yeah. And we spent 9 hours.
Yeah.
I thought it was 2 hours because we only planned 2 hours, and it ended up taking 9 hours. So now I know all the car work. I need to multiply the work hours. Yeah, so crazy.
You
I,
learned the important lesson immediately with this project.
I thought it would be so easy. I don't know.
it is easy, but it turns into a time sink.
Yeah.
We were working on something, and he went to bed. Actually, they both went. They just went to bed.
You just
and I'm
fell asleep on the
still
floor.
on this stupid. Anyway, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had to have that finished.
you can't drive it until it's done.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then it was Sunday night, and I need to be at work on Monday, and I don't
Yeah.
want to drive his truck, so we're so tired. We're trying to get it done. Yeah, oh my God.
That's when you just call in, work from home at
Don't-
best,
don't
and
do
at
it.
worst, call in dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of the truck, what did you say about that? I don't want to.
I don't want to what?
Drive the truck.
No, before, like, not here, but before you've said, "Oh, I don't want to die in a
Yeah, I also died in his truck. No, because his truck is really shit.
Whew.
You're talking about the Nissan?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's talking about the top spec
So-
2002 Nissan Frontier 4x4 crew cab supercharged.
So I drove it on side one time, 40-minute drive. The truck just keep going sideways. And I had to keep turning it back. You know, like
What's wrong with your alignment?
everything.
Nothing's wrong with the alignment until someone drove it up on the curb when they were helping me recover a motorcycle with a glowing red exhaust.
Was that
I know who that was.
your relative?
Definitely not me. Yeah.
Oh, I would have thought it was the relative. That
Me
person is
too.
a walking disaster.
Oh my god.
No, no.
Okay.
But
I like
think-
them, but not around me. Like
Yeah.
over there. Like we can talk across the room.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
most of the problem is just it's recirculating ball, so the steering is like,
Yeah. It's just
between here and here is straight.
Yeah.
So you have to do this while you're going on the road?
there
yeah.
were lots of cars that were like that. And I've been in some of them.
That's not like
And-
my grandpa's age, man.
Yes. It's,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't think about this, but car technology has come a long way. Just the little things, the quality of life improvements. And yet somehow we're killing more people than we ever were. So
Well, yeah.
when there used to be station wagon baby hammocks, you could literally just put your baby in a hammock in the back of the station wagon. Yeah.
Or hang them out the side with the other one.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
Love the car.
you don't want to hear the baby crying. Just put them out here and roll the window.
So you can smoke in peace.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. That's my stuff.
Okay, so brake calipers.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I'm thinking
Suspension?
about. I'm not sure yet. What's that?
We put on the back of it.
Oh, my license plate.
I saw that. I saw
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Then he had to trim because it covers the stickers.
Mm,
So he had to trim them, give them the haircut, the characters a haircut
yeah.
to make them fit the sticker.
Yeah, the haircut down to the chin on some of the
Yeah.
Sanrio characters on
Oh.
the frame.
If
Yeah.
only we were fortune tellers. Do you remember a time that I was in your front yard and I was like, hey, do we know anyone else that has a modern Miata that wants the platypus front mount for free? They can just have it.
Oh, the license plate bracket?
Yeah,
And we were like, no,
craving
we don't know
fee.
anyone that has one. So I just left it on the car. I think.
Yeah, you
yeah.
did leave it on the car. You had no reason to take it off.
Yeah, we didn't know anyone else who had an ND. Yeah.
Now you got to get the stubby little thing if you.
Actually, the antenna might be different on the.
No, it's not.
Is
It's
it
the
the
same.
standard?
The standard, but I can put a stubby on it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just think I'll just keep the
Okay.
yeah.
And the next thing you're thinking about doing to it,
A spoiler?
Which one?
Yeah, I'd have to ask which one.
Yeah.
Don't let Ryan influence this.
no,
We
God,
haven't asked
yeah.
him.
no, we're not
He
going
wants
to
a
talk.
chassis mounted one that like you can eat at a park bench.
Yeah, oh God,
Oh my god. Oh,
It's a
no.
park
Because-
bench.
because race code.
Yeah.
Love you, Ryan, but no.
Yeah. No. Yeah. He actually called me and had a heart to heart with while you're looking this up. He had a heart to heart with me. He's like, "Hey, so I recognize that you and I want to go to the same place and do the same thing in the general essence of things. However, he's like, I realize that we are very, very different because I love a sense of, what did he call it? Like a sense of not just personal challenge, but competition. He's like, yeah, I love a sense of competition. And he's like, the moment for you when an officiant or a stopwatch or a referee comes out, you're not interested anymore. I was like, yeah, no, that's true. That's absolutely true. He's like, and I realize that even though we're interested in the same things, we just don't want to do it the same way. And we're both very stubborn. He's like, so that's why, we haven't, whatever. I was like, yeah, that's fair. Like, also you're chaos, but like, which is, but I love Ryan too, but I don't want a park bench on the back of my car.
No,
Oh my
that
God.
looks terrible.
Although I do kind of have a park bench on the back of my car, but it looks okay.
But it's factory.
Yeah,
so
no, it's
okay.
factory. Yeah. Oh God, I love the
Yeah. it's
1999 3000 GT VR4 spoilers
Mhm.
that look like Michael Bay designed them from Transformers. Like,
Yeah, you should show them.
what do we got? Hold it up for the
Sounds
camera.
All right, so there've been a couple she's been thinking about.
Yeah.
So the first one, Auto EXE.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. You hold it up closer to the lens.
Pretty low key style.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm. I like the little light on it. It's cute.
Yeah. Or the other one.
I am more towards this one. more leaning towards this one.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
low key and add something to it.
Yep, I like it a lot.
Yeah, the Blitz spoiler.
Hmm
Is that a factory?
No, Blitz is the company that makes it.
Hmm
Both of those companies do a lot of aftermarket body stuff.
Mhm.
Mostly bumpers and side skirts and spoilers.
Yeah.
I don't think either of them do a ton of hoods though. Not
They
sure.
might. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
I'm not into aftermarket body pieces for the most part, but
Blitz, send us one. We'll review it. Yeah.
we'll take care of the paint and everything.
Yeah.
It's
Color
fine.
match it.
Oh, color matching.
But you've also been thinking about maybe doing a little lip spoiler on the trunk.
Yeah, maybe.
Like a little duckbill.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Some
not
came with
sure.
that though.
Yeah, that was a factory trim piece
Mhm.
that you could get. Hers had one, mine didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not really a fan of them, but
Um,
it is quite a bit less expensive than what was it, $700
Yeah.
plus shipping.
it just kind of
Yeah.
breaks up the shape just a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's effective for literally anything.
Mhm.
So,
I mean, I don't know that any of these are. But
well, I would say that there's a visual aesthetic, but you don't even notice. Like, we literally didn't notice that hers had it and mine didn't until like a couple days later. So,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Suspension.
Are you gonna
Well-
do the springs and the sway bars?
Yeah.
You
Haven't
got to be
gotten to that
careful
one
with
yet.
it though. It will lower it, and that
Haven't gotten
changed a
that.
lot of the way you drive.
Mhm.
The end link sway bars and the springs dramatically changed that car in a good way. I think it's right. By the way, there are different springs for the RF versus the soft top
Yeah, I know
because of the weight difference.
they're a little different tune from the
Yeah.
factory.
Yep.
So haven't gotten to that, but planning to go to autocross this weekend and
Oh
let her
yeah.
thrash it around there. So
Yeah.
then she could really get a feel for that suspension and what it will do under extreme
Oh, the-
circumstances.
Kinetic.
Hmm
Okay. Do you have any worries about cones and scuffs on the body?
Wait, is that going to be scuff on my car?
If you hit a cone,
I'm trying not to. Isn't that the
everyone
plan?
tries not to hit a cone.
But you did something else that we haven't mentioned either.
Yeah.
a
What?
bad
And
thing?
I don't think anyone else has seen it.
Wait.
The-
What?
the
What
clear-
did I do?
The
No,
clear.
Modification.
Clear bra.
Oh, the
Go.
clear bra.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, we noticed that the first night.
Really?
Yeah.
How?
We talked about it.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said, hey, this paint is super fragile. And you said, no, they did the whole hood.
Oh.
Because I was like, I don't see the
forgot.
line. And you're like, no, the whole hood's done. And I was like, oh,
Yeah. I
good.
forgot.
Awesome.
Yeah.
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 So
Does
that would be
Ryan
okay?
opened my trunk, like just opened the trunk and it bumped a camera. And
Oh my
it
God.
like it was like
The-
plastic. It's not like crazy, but it literally took the paint all the way down to the metal. Like you could see metal on it, and I was very upset.
I would be too.
Yeah. But the point is the paint is actually people were complaining because their cars were arriving. They would order it. They'd get the allocation. They'd order the car. The car would show up on the truck with rock chips already in it
Oh my God.
because of transit. the paint was-
Allocation.
Yeah.
I just remember the 86. Sorry. Oh my God. Just remember.
I had an 86 allocation issue too.
Remember, I was looking at GR86.
Yep.
And then I was going to order one.
Yeah.
But then the dealer told me that they don't do reserve. They do first come, first serve. When they have shipment, they're going to send out a text message to everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you have to go put your money in for it right away. And that's
You have to
your
Be there the
Yep.
first. Yeah. So after they said that, no.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Toyota's forgotten how car buying works.
yeah.
Everyone has though.
I mean, you could literally walk in and buy the NDRF right off the showroom floor, and
That's
Yeah.
because we're in the Pacific Northwest.
Right.
And at the time frame that you bought it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You won't be able to do it in July.
Why is that? Oh, because everyone wants to drive.
Yeah, it's nice weather, sunny. Now it's
Yeah.
for a convertible and sports car. Yeah.
That makes
right.
sense.
But this
Yep.
was months ago.
Yeah,
this was
that
still
was
during
in
the winter.
February.
That's what I'm saying, which is why ND Miatas were available
Right.
Oh,
because it wasn't nice weather season
I
time.
see.
But the GR is not available.
No, the
Even-
GR just has always had an inventory issue for years now. I had the same thing when I went and I bought one. I actually physically gave them money and bought it. And they're like, okay, it'll be here in Christmas. And that was like 2 months away. So I actually called them and I was like, hey guys, guess what? I got the GR86. And they were like, where? Like, show it to us. I was like, nah, it's in Japan right now. So yeah.
Yeah.
And then there were people that were having issues. They would buy the car, and they would be like, hey, we got our allocation, first come, first serve.
Yeah.
So they buy their car, pay for it, and they'd be like, all right, it's going to be here in 6 months. And then on the way, I don't know if you knew about this. I'm sure you heard about it in the news. On the way, the boat would catch on fire and sink to the bottom of the ocean,
Oh my god.
and they'd have to start all over again.
Wow.
Yeah, that happened to several hundred Volkswagens and Porsches. Yeah, Matt Farah actually custom ordered some Porsche, and then the dealership called him like, "Hey, have you seen the news, like about the cargo ship that sank?" And he's like, "All right, whatever." Like, yeah, your car was on it, so yeah,
Yeah, it became a car no ship.
yeah, right, yeah,
That's pretty bad. They had to.
yeah.
Yeah, like it's just insane that, none of the Toyota dealers would even consider taking a deposit and building a queue. Like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't they want to accept your money and sit on it and get interest?
Some places it's illegal to do so. I know in Montana it was. I tried to give them money. I said, hold this car. I'm coming to get it.
Yeah.
They said, we cannot take your money. It's illegal for us to do it.
Mhm.
To which I said, well, how do I confirm to you that I want this car and that I'm committed to buying it so you don't sell it before I get there?
Mhm.
And they said, buy a non-refundable one-way ticket to Montana and show us that you have done that, and we'll hold the car.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I was like, where's your nearest airport? So they told me where it was, and they're like, cool, awesome, thanks. We'll send one of our guys to come pick you up from the airport.
Oh, that was nice of them at least.
Yeah. And it sucked because a lady died on that flight too. So we kind of waited for a while.
That really was a one-way flight, wasn't it?
That was like a 75% of the way flight. No, he's like, hey, are you on the plane? And I was like, yeah, we're still here. He's like, the ambulance have anything to do with it? I was like, yep. So, yeah. By the way, that was Toyota, by the way. Thanks, Missoula, Toyota. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got the Miata. You're super happy with it.
Yeah.
How many watch guards can you fit in there?
Oh my god. Depends on what model.
Oh, okay. Fair. That's fair. How
Yeah.
many laptops?
10 so far. I'll try fit 10,
Okay.
including the mini PC.
That's
All in my trunk.
okay. I forgot to, I was going to take off our stuff so that we didn't sort of dox ourselves, but there's so much around the room that, yeah,
Yeah, you should just cover them all.
I can't. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
I love
I
my
totally-
job. Yeah, I definitely love my job.
I totally also work here.
Yeah. No, we all work here. Yeah. No. Okay. What's on the radar for you? Is there anything else?
Part related?
Or anything? Anything you want to talk about? Like, this is sort of like we actually haven't done any housekeeping. Like, life's been crazy.
Housekeeping.
So,
Better or bet? Talk about the bet?
oh, does this have something
The
to do
mattress?
with boba in exchange for fixing something in 15 minutes?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So that bike that night when it turned so red, I just told him to leave on the side of the road. Nobody's going to take it, you know?
Someone will take it.
And then burn their hand.
What
Yeah.
happened? Did you just leave the choke all the way open, or and it only looked like it was one cylinder though?
So it hasn't been fixed yet, and this is where the bet comes in. So
These are such low risk, like it's boba,
He
right?
was driving 35 miles on the freeway, and I drive my car behind him. I drove 30 just to prevent him.
You might have noticed that Derek really likes old shit. Like,
Yeah.
no,
Never.
I understand.
So I had the throttle pinned all the way,
Yeah.
100%, and I kept having to downshift to try and keep up that 30 to 40 mile an hour speed on the freeway at night after we push started it like 20 times to get out of 12.
Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God. I've never pushed a bike so many times. And then the way I push stuff, we have
Right,
to
because
run.
you have to push because you can't ride the bike.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I had to drive my car to find where he went, and then I parked my car and I run to him and push start the bike while he's riding it. I was the one running.
I'm trying to
Oh my
like
God.
pick push as well.
Yes.
Okay, we
These
didn't
are the-
actually
oh my
talk
God.
about
The bonding
something.
experience.
To go back a couple of steps, because I have a question for you. To go back a couple of steps, part of the housekeeping is we haven't done an episode in months. Derek was single the last time we did an episode. From the hand holding that's sort of on camera, Derek is not single. Right. Okay.
Last time I checked, yeah.
Right. Okay. So now that we've got that part out of the way, my question, at what point of like, how many times did you have to push start it?
Let's say 20 times.
20.
Yeah.
Were you
No,
on
I
like,
have to. You didn't.
We both.
so were you like, what number, like more than 8, less than 8? Were you like, nah, fuck it, I'm single again. Just, all right, I'll see you later, man. Like,
I have a pretty high tolerance, but I did tell him to leave the bike there, but he didn't listen. He said it's fine. Let's just ride it home.
and you're like,
Yeah.
fucking.
Yeah.
I
The
didn't
smart-
wanted to say I didn't wanted to say I told you so, but it's
Yeah, the smart person said, like, we were maybe a quarter mile from my parents' house. Like, we should just leave it and come back later for it.
Should have
Like,
just taken it. to
no,
your
no,
parents'
I'll just
house.
limp it home.
Take it to your parents'
no,
house.
it
It's a quarter
was-
mile away.
it
Right.
was at
That's what
his parents' house, and he want to ride that home.
You've used your parents' house
Yeah.
for storage before. Like, just
Oh, yeah.
leave a bike there.
Yeah.
Like, but no,
Yeah.
you had your girlfriend, your new girlfriend, push start you 20 times.
Yep.
And we didn't quite make it
was
home.
No fun.
We-
And my pants was falling because I run so many times. I was not prepared for running. I was dressing all cute and shit, and my pants was falling. I had to pull my underwear up and then while pushing him. You know,
Thank you again.
you're welcome. Yeah. I had my car top down, trying to relax, driving my new car, and people have been looking at me weird, like I hit his bike because it looked like we're just fighting car accident, you know.
Okay, at this point, did you? I don't want to get you in trouble, okay? But at this point, did you recognize the effort and sacrifice that this person was making,
Oh, yeah.
or were you more concerned about the bike?
No, I greatly appreciated all the effort there.
In that moment, did you appreciate it?
Yeah.
Did you recognize that there may or may not be risk in that moment?
Risk of it not making it back.
No.
Oh.
No.
I'm-
So yeah, no, that answers he was definitely worried about the bike. He was worried about the bike.
Oh my god.
No, I wasn't worried she was going to leave me. I'm pretty optimistic. Like,
Okay.
I need a partner who's willing to stick with me through
So it was a
Thick
thick and
test.
thin.
He
and
just left the choke
push
open.
and pull.
That's all it was. He left the choke open on purpose. That's all. He's like, all right, we're gonna see if she's ride or die.
Oh my god.
Yeah. If you saw
Oh
the
my
picture
God.
though, you can see this bike is a single cylinder 250cc
I thought it was a twin for some reason, but okay.
because it has twin exhaust.
Oh, all right.
So there's 2 exhaust valves, 2 exhaust pipes that get collected into one. Only one of them is cherry red. And so this is where it comes into the bet of, is she buying me boba or am I buying her boba? Or can I fix this in 15 minutes? Because I think I know what's wrong.
Just the valve's not opening.
I think the valve adjuster came loose on one of the cylinders.
Okay.
And so one is just closed the entire time, and the other one is working
Mhm.
properly and
Yeah,
opening.
it's just choking itself. That would heat up.
Okay,
quick.
I have a lot of faith in Derek's ability, and I don't know anything about this thing, so it
You
could
don't
be
want to
it could be
know.
hit or miss.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
I will reflect back to a time that I don't know. I don't remember if you were in the car. I know for a fact Mark was. We are stuck on the side of the road. No, not that time. Another 3000 GT story. Oh my God, 3000 GT VR stories. So, quick run through. At the time, the 3000 GT VR4 came out. Mitsubishi decided, hey, we're going to release a $70,000 car that has everything in the kitchen sink. There were telephones in there. It had spoilers that went up and down, not just in the back, but in the front too. It had a button that you could push to change the suspension. And this, by the way, was in the late 90s. No, early 90s. It was 92. It was 1992. It had a button that you could push for the exhaust, which, by the way, this is making a comeback, I've noticed, that changes the tuning to the exhaust. And something was being real not pleasant on my car. So we were on the side of the road. An exhaust valve was not functioning. Now, granted, mine was much further down the pipe than what I think yours is. So this exhaust valve was not working. Bobby decided to get out of the car on the side of the freeway and crawl under the, I don't even know where he got a hammer from. So he crawled under this car, on the side of the freeway and started beating on it with a hammer. And it was less than 15 minutes. And we were back on the road and going. So regardless of the aptitude that I think that Derek
Did he
absolutely
wear
does
cargo
have,
pants? Was there a hammer?
I don't know. He was like Tanuki Mario fucking throwing hammers. No. So regardless of Derek's skill, I think he might be able to fix it. Like if you're getting it to like the 14, 31, 32, 33, you got 27 seconds left. Just go look for a hammer to
Yeah.
All right, we'll call it good there and see if it works.
Yeah.
Close the cover plate.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. And have the tools ready, have the bike in an area I can work on it, and we'll start the clock.
After push starting him for 20 times,
Yes.
I would wager way more than Boba.
And the thing is, after I went home to drive his truck and drive all his friends to save him, he had time to take a sunset picture. I'm more surprised he has.
What else was he gonna do though?
Yeah, I'm just sitting there watching.
You could have walked it to your parents' house a quarter mile.
I mean,
No, because I rode it on the freeway
Berbers
like
and-
3 miles.
This is Oregon. We have meth. Like I've seen so many people walking on the freeway in the night. Like
It'd be a
Yeah.
long walk home.
you just commit.
Yeah.
There's
It was
probably
fun.
a long 20 push starts too.
Oh my god.
Should have
Yeah.
walked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a lot.
Yeah. So conveniently, Jake happened to be driving by on the same exit.
Mhm.
So he messaged me like, "Hey, I saw you guys over there on the side. What's going on?" And then Annie left to go
Did
get
that
the
lady
truck.
just hit you in her car?
No.
It looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah. So then
Yeah.
I told him what was going on. I messaged Miku and Ryan and QQ, and Ryan was off somewhere. So
Camping.
Yeah.
That's usually right.
doing his thing.
Yeah.
So Annie and Jake, QQ, and Miku all came by with my truck, and
Mhm.
conveniently I keep lots of ratchet straps in the back, and we all just deadlifted the motorcycle into the back of the
Yes.
truck.
Yeah. I know. At the freeway exit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's not like
Yep.
hardly any margin. There's
Yep.
not even a bicycle lane on that
Yep.
exit.
No ramp?
Nothing.
No, deadlift it.
We
No.
blocked the road.
We just
Yeah.
picked up by the front forks, got the front end in there, and then picked up by whatever part of the rear.
Yeah.
Don't do that again, like the whole thing. However,
Don't break down on the off ramp, okay?
if you need more bodies, I'm willing to enlist my superpower.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean,
you
I
won't
think
need 4 people.
did I make that comment? Like we could just call John and he could one arm it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Yes. Yeah, you definitely say that.
Yeah. But
Alright.
we figured we'd try with the people that were like
Yeah,
5
no,
minutes away
that
instead
makes
of
sense.
Yeah.
15
Obviously,
minutes away.
Yeah.
for sure.
So, but thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, only-
Pineapple?
yeah.
Yeah.
So sad news. Rob Golden of Pineapple Racing, who's been a pillar of the Rotary community for a very long time, since the 70s, has decided that it's time for him to retire. So he's shutting down the shop. And a couple of friends and I are helping to clean up things, get it all ready for a big send-off sale and barbecue. Not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. So that'll be.
The 25th?
Memorial?
Is that Memorial Day
I
weekend?
think it's 25th.
It is.
Yeah, it is Memorial Day weekend. So
25th?
on the 24th, 25th, we're having the pineapple goodbye, thank you barbecue.
And then
So-
the sales going on.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if anyone needs rotary parts, rotors, plates, I think you might have some housings. There's some tools. There's lots of car-specific parts for first, second, third gens. I think he's got some rotary pickup parts, which are very hard to come by, that he's going to be selling off. So
Did he have any fully assembled engines? I know he just kind of built them as he went, but like,
mhm.
um,
I don't think he has any pre-built rotaries ready to go. He does have a couple piston engines that are still kicking around the shop.
I just think
There's
it'd be
like-
neat to just like build a rotary race cart or something just for fun.
I think that'd be fun too.
Yeah.
Go kart?
Yeah, and then we just like make it in like a project in
Yeah.
like I'm not trying to be morbid or anything, but like in memory, like if not for Rob, then for Pineapple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pineapple go-kart.
I've actually been trying to keep my eye out for a decent second gen shell that would make a good dedicated autocross car.
Okay.
So
So you don't get cone scuffs on your car.
That's yeah, I want to try him to find one so we can drive the same car.
Yeah.
So we can just mess up the
Yeah.
project car and
Yep.
not my new car.
Yep.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. That's part of the reason I wouldn't take mine to the track as much as I would want to. It's like
Aesthetic matters.
cones.
Or
Yeah.
just even
You gotta-
debris on the road.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I
you
need
got to
to-
have full clear.
Well,
bra,
if
really.
you remember the first year I had it, like the whole entire front lip was just caked in like little specks. It looked like it had like little freckles. It was kind
Yeah.
of cute, but not.
Mhm.
But I'm like,
and then she dropped her motorcycle on it, and they just redid the whole front.
And then they clear brought it too, but we'll not go there.
So I shouldn't take my car this weekend. And
No, you should.
yeah,
The worst thing that can happen is you would scuff the clear bra.
you mean to crush? The worst thing.
Well, yeah, don't drive towards the A blocks. That would be a bad idea.
It's good.
Sad.
It's good to know how the car handles, and a track is a nice place. I just don't think you need to
To find your limits.
go through
Yeah.
cones to do it.
I mean, it's much safer.
I
to
did
do-
it with the Korean's Pass.
Mhm.
Which is also not safe.
I mean, this is the safest environment, really.
Is
like-
it, or is a lap day?
No, a track day is more dangerous because the feeling of driving at track speeds is very different from the street and
So
very
just do a
different from
beginner day.
autocross.
Beginner like day.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The-
Oh, I see.
But on
'cause I'll tell
you
you.
have obstacles.
Right, but they're soft and pliable, and the worst thing they can do is scuff your clear bra on her car.
Mm,
And I'll say, from driving the RX-8, black paint in the autocross, and I ran over a lot of cones in the RX-8. There's no permanent marks on it.
on a black car.
On a black car, which shows dirt easier than any other
This-
color.
But if you take a cone scuff on a car, it's black. Even an orange cone is a black scuff.
I mean, it could be.
Okay. So let's just say hypothetically your goal is to actually autocross, don't hit any cones.
Yeah.
That's the goal, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So would you agree that Derek is a better performance driver than you?
Yes.
Okay. When was the last time that you hit a cone?
Last time we
Actually.
went.
Yeah, I ran over
Yeah.
a few of them there.
Yeah.
Right. You're gonna hit cones. That's the point I'm making.
But
So just be prepared,
yeah.
knowing that you are going to hit cones with your car.
Yeah.
You can do it without hitting cones.
Just go real slow.
Right.
You could go slow.
If you're going
Yeah.
slow enough, you won't hit the cones. And it's not slow, but it's like not pushing your
Yeah.
limits.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
If you're
should
pushing your-
definitely find your limit day one anyway. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you will not wind up like, sadly, my friend Josh's boyfriend totaled their Corvette in the autocross, hit the A blocks right at the end, and it's frame bent, everything.
Yeah.
Very done.
Corvettes is fiberglass, isn't it?
Yeah, body panels. Yeah.
Yeah.
They bent the frame underneath. as
Yeah.
well.
That's total.
I've actually wondered what happens. I mean, obviously it's going to be totaled, right? But you know how they've got the entire carbon fiber, like monocoques or the whole frame's carbon fiber.
Yeah.
Carbon fiber degrades from UV exposure.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like
You
there
think
are
Lincoln?
running go back to the Corvette. There are running Corvettes from the 60s that are fine.
Mhm.
I don't think carbon fiber would hold up for 60 years.
I mean, I think if it's painted, I think that's the trick is you paint it so it's protected from the UV. And
I wonder how many flex cycles carbon fiber is good for.
that's probably the bigger issue for long
Yeah.
term.
It's like, oh, your frame isn't bent. It doesn't really do that. It's just flexing and splintering. Like, I
Well-
wonder, I mean, maybe not. Or maybe if you're buying a car that has a carbon fiber frame,
Mm.
the cost of that car is not that big of a deal.
Well,
Probably.
yeah, you can afford an LFA,
Yeah.
you get it taken care of.
Yeah. But there's only a couple of LFAs.
I
So
mean,
there's
what's-
what, 500 of them?
I thought there was like 1,000 or something. But
Okay.
yeah,
But still, there's 9 million people 9 billion people. 9 billion. That would be amazing. 9 billion
It's a
people.
small planet.
Yeah, it's a little planet, little world.
COVID
Okay.
was real bad to us.
Yeah. Okay. So you're doing autocross.
Yeah.
And the motorcycle's gonna get fixed in 15 minutes or less.
15
if-
minutes or less.
Yeah, and if it doesn't, you're out $7.
Could save me one boba.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
assuming that the motorcycle gets fixed in 15 minutes and she buys me a boba and then we get her some gear, she can learn to ride on that bike because it's a perfect beginner bike.
Yeah, definitely.
John
Definitely.
just said, make him push start you.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Like, oh no, it's weird. It just won't start. Oh no. She's just flipping the off switch.
Oh my
Hey
god.
babe, give it a push.
Oh my god. Yeah, I should. Okay, thank you.
If I can fix it in 10 seconds or less, you get me another boba. There we go.
Yeah.
Is it electric start?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're not just gonna kickstart and then.
I mean, yeah,
Does it have a kickstart option?
no,
Okay.
not on that one.
All right.
It has a new battery.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff. The guy who sold it to me, I'm not sure what he did, but like,
Drugs.
no, he was only doing prescription drugs. He was fairly old.
Just without the prescription though.
Yeah, maybe.
So okay.
But clearly the engine's been gone through. You can see the new head gasket on the edge. You can see that, there's some new gaskets all over it. It was very clean. But then there's like random things that are coming loose, like one of the little tiny tin mills holding the head onto the block. I don't think it's a main thing holding those together. I think it's just like an aesthetic thing.
Single cylinder vibration.
Yeah, but that's coming loose. A random other bolt in the head's coming loose.
But based on the age of the motorcycle, with the vibrations that exist, it's not super surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
What
if
do you think
everything
the
fell
age
off.
of the motorcycle is?
I don't know. Is it? Show me the whole bike.
Okay, hang on.
60.
Well, no, it takes a
Hey.
battery.
Yes, 1960. God. No, I would not buy a 60s bike.
Why? Expensive.
You can
No.
pan out.
Old. I have to find a different picture for
All
that.
right. I'm gonna just guess 99.
That's a good picture.
Hang on. I forgot.
My god.
You forgot what year?
I forgot what year.
Okay, I'm gonna say 99.
86.
I don't think it's that old.
Right.
I don't think it's an 8. But it's actually I'm betting 99 is probably actually, but it's probably like a 2001 or something.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
It's a 2007.
Yeah.
It's actually newer than my Green Ninja.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But the single cylinder bikes were more budget. They were made far less attention to detail and
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
the entry level Suzuki
Right.
from 2007. Like the base model street bike you could buy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you really feel that when you try to use the god awful turn signal switch. That is by far the worst part of that bike.
we had somebody riding my bike. We did a bike day the other day. It's so here in the Pacific Northwest for the last week we've had temperatures in the high 70s, even low 80s. Today was 81, but we had somebody who spends all their time riding a CBR 500, and then so we put him on the ZH2, and it was so funny because every corner he'd use his turn signals, every turn he'd use his turn signals, and then we'd come out of the corner and he'd beep, honk his horn because his horn is switched with where it was at. And so to cancel the turn signal, he would just hit the horn button on the Z every time. So as we went into Rainier, he's beep. People are like, what? Like, so, yeah.
Periodic testing of the horn there.
But like in town, it was like very testing the horn. Like if it was like a train horn or a boat horn that has an air compressor, it would be empty. Like he was testing the horn.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see you ride.
Yeah.
We do a lot of riding stuff, although we haven't really seen, but just life, new job, new relationship, pillar of the community, kind of the pillar of the community as far as we're concerned. Things are changing at Pineapple, so you were
Yeah.
totally on camera just going. So, but yeah, no, so just there's a lot going on, and I think that's true of
Mhm.
we just haven't seen each other.
Yeah.
I don't remember asking you. Do you have any desire to be on the water? Because I know a spot where the water tastes like licorice. That
On the
No.
water?
it's not good. I'm not suggesting
Oh.
drink any.
What do you mean? The
Like-
seed? The seed? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to get back into that like sooner than later. The water's still freezing right now, but
I was gonna say if it's in the 80s, it's fine if the water's freezing. We can go.
and we stay pretty dry anyway.
If it's
Well,
warm enough.
Stay pretty dry on mine anyway.
You do, right?
It depends
Yeah,
on the
depends
sea.
what people are doing with which Sea-Doo.
Yeah.
If people are turning in the 800-pound Sea-Doo, suddenly the entire river rises
God.
up over your head.
Oh my god.
Or, if someone puts the VTS all the way in the up position on the 95 XP, then suddenly it's dolphin hopping, splashing.
I didn't do anything to your BTS. I don't know what you're talking. That's not in reference to me.
That's me.
Yeah. I know. I watch you doing that. Oh, so last relatively time that we were out, this was on me. I remember, I think you were there for this one. You were there for all of them, actually. I got off the jet ski and I'm walking up the dock in Portland and I was like, man, either my back really hurts or I have to poop. I've got a kidney stone. Like I was like, I don't know. And yeah, and so the day before, or maybe it was the same afternoon, I had to go pull size car, physically lift and pull a Miata. And so that was obviously not pleasant for my back. And then we were jumping and I rear-ended Ryan, like, because I'm turning around, like talking to Derek, and I go, and Ryan is right there. Boom. And he looks at me and I was like, I'm sorry. Anyway, he thought I did it on purpose. Like, so anyway,
I think-
we have it on film too.
Yeah, you posted
Yeah.
that somewhere.
But
Crashed
yeah,
into my Sea-Doo.
yeah.
Oh my God.
So you know the song, was it Ludacris who did Move Bitch, Get Out the Way?
Oh
Yeah, I sampled over that. It's just like move. Anyway, but no, but anyway, the very next day I couldn't walk. Yeah, it was super cool. And
What's age for you?
I guess I need to stop lifting cars and jumping Sea-Doos. So I don't want the point though, I don't want to be dolphin hopping. Like that's just not me.
I mean, it's fun.
I agree.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds fun.
It's a lot more fun
Right.
than, sitting there at the side trying to get water out of the engine for 2 hours.
That's true.
Uh-huh.
That's true. Because it turns out there is for sure a direction to flip it over.
Yeah, those two-stroke Sea-Doos. You turn them the right way once they're flipped upside down in the water. If you turn them the wrong way, the water follows the exhaust right into the engine,
Oh.
And you just fill the engine with water
and then you
Yeah.
get to drag it over to the dock and pull
for
its spark
2
plugs.
hours shooting
Really?
water out of the engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
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 And then tow it in at the end of the day because the whole hull is full of water.
I
Yeah.
have fixed the bailers. I cleaned those out.
Yeah.
So we're all good for the season.
Yeah.
Well, you were not on any of the trips. I bought a Lazy Boy sofa. It's designed for 2, you can fit 4 on it. It's got, I think it even has cup holders. I don't remember. It's got
Yeah.
handles and stuff.
It's got handles.
It's a sofa. It's an inflatable sofa that is designed to be towed, so you can do just river cruise tours. You just throw a
Yeah.
couple people back on the thing and just go down the river and be like, oh, there's falcons and there's the submarine and there's the bridges and it's just they hang out on a sofa.
There's the dock where we got engine out,
Yeah,
water out of the engine for 2 hours.
yeah. So cool.
Yeah.
Do we have news? Do we have news?
I don't think so, no.
Things are just busy. The Evos cost even more money, but
What's new?
yeah, that's super minor.
I mean, I got the bike back, and I don't know if we talked about like the new wrap that's on it.
Yeah,
I changed the colors from the top part of it was a navy blue, and then like the underbelly was like a pearl white. And now it is a rose gold and a
have you seen it yet?
metallic, kind of like
It's
black.
black chrome.
I thought it would be a bit more black, but it's more kind of like on the hue of like charcoal.
Yeah,
So,
lots of people like it. We were at the
yeah,
bike meet yesterday.
that's my Mona Lisa. Looks great at like 10 feet.
Yeah,
Looks,
it's definitely a 10-foot wrap.
looks
Just because
like-
metallics show every
Yeah.
imperfection.
and the guy's really good. Like I give him credit, but like
He
you
rushed.
could only do so good. on it, and that wrap is probably not going to last me like a year, like at all. Like it looks great, but like you can see where it's going to start coming up, like when you're on like 2 feet of it.
Bieber did hit one of his Lamborghinis in just mirror chrome, and the guy that was doing the work was like, "This is a nightmare. If I mess up one spot, I have to pull the whole sheet off and
Yep.
start over again."
And that's essentially what happened. Like I put in the order for like 3 yards of each color. It came up to being like $840 some and change, right? And that's just for the wrap. And I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, I'll probably have some left over, at least like enough to put like on like my phone, like me, right? And like screw around with it. But I got it back, and he's like, I used it all up.
And he
like
more.
And then he had to order more.
Oh dang.
And I'm like, okay. He didn't charge me for the more that I had to order, but no, it was a nightmare for him. He had like, it just turned into, he's usually a single person operation with like just doing vinyl wrap for cars, like bikes altogether. But this was the project where he's like, I need somebody here to help me. Like they like literally, this is such a like project. Just the intricacies to working with metallic vinyl.
Yeah.
Coming up on I'm actually at the 7,500. So I'm 7,500 miles into the ZH2. The only thing that it needs, and it doesn't need it desperately, is I think I'm out of extension on the chain adjustment. And so it just needs a new chain. And it's up for the first major service, so which I think includes just taking a look at the supercharger to make sure everything's good there. But that's been 7,500 miles of completely problem-free, even after we hooked up a 1,000-watt inverter to it in a microwave. Did he tell you about that?
No, he showed me.
Okay, yeah.
That was our best video.
Yeah. The Hayabusa already has its first problem. And I'm kind of worried about it. I don't know what happens.
Super worried about that.
Actually, you might know what happens so you know how you got your kickstand safety, it'll just kill the engine.
Yeah.
You're in gear, doing 100 miles. You're doing a legal speed limit. You're doing the speed,
60.
You're doing 55 in a 55, and suddenly your engine just shuts off. What happens at that speed? I imagine you keep rolling for a while, and compression and vacuum isn't a huge issue instantly. And I imagine I'll notice it enough time to clutch in and start decelerating from 55. So
But you don't have a vacuum boost on the brake, do you?
Mm-mm.
So your brakes are just going to work fine.
Yeah, the brakes are going to work fine.
The engines, if you're still auto rotating with the compression braking effectively, you're still getting oil pumped through the engine because all of that's.
I'm not worried about damage. I'm worried about it just launching me. I don't think it's going to do that.
No, it won't.
Yeah. So what I've noticed is that, and I don't know if it's just because of the weight of the bike, which shouldn't matter. No, it wouldn't be, because there's a stop on the kickstand. Your kickstand can't go but so far, right?
Right.
But my kickstand, when I go to push it up, it just kind of, if I take my foot off a quarter of the way, it just only goes a quarter of the way. I must push it all the way up. The spring doesn't pull it in anymore. So I don't know if it's just a tired spring and that's just all they're rated for. Shame on you, Suzuki. Or if there's or maybe there's just crud in the pivot point, and I just got to clean it up, and then it'll be fine. But what I'm worried about is I was like, yeah, if I don't push it all the way up and I'm right at that threshold of the kickstand safety switch, and I just, there's potholes and there's bumps and everything. Actually, we go over 2 speed bumps coming into here. Am I gonna drop the kickstand past that threshold, kill the engine mid lean or something like that at 55? So
I mean,
yeah, you're with me. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, the lean is probably the only part that's scary there, because then you're suddenly asking the rear tire to do a bunch of braking and leaning.
Mid lean, yeah.
So,
it loses traction.
Well, no, it's probably going to throw you up. It's not that it loses traction when the back suddenly tries to do a bunch of braking mid corner. The bike goes upright, which is how you high side. And I would way rather low side. I don't know if I'd want a low side under a Hayabusa.
I've seen it do. No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I've seen it do both in videos in a corner where someone hits the rear brake too hard.
Mm.
So.
Well, I guess if you lock, you'll slide.
Yeah.
Depending on the severity of your lean already.
Yeah.
I'm not.
More preferred though.
Ideally, a slide is preferred. You slide, and if you're wearing your gear, which I do every day, and because I'm only doing 55, like I wear, anyway, the slide is generally preferred, but because you don't like fly through the air and hit stop signs or trees or whatever, so
yeah, or get flung over like a tennis racket.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say like
I'm gonna clean it up first.
Yeah, take it off.
Have
and
you checked
don't
if
clean
there's any
grease.
recalls?
There are no recalls yet. There was a recall on the H2 though. So and it had to do with the oiling. I think you had a recall too, didn't you?
I did, but I never got a notice for it.
Oh, okay. The CBR had a recall for something to do with
It was a lot of the
fuel.
fire blades, and I don't specifically have the fire
Right.
blade.
It had something to do with the fueling. There was something there. And then the ZH2 had something to do with the oil relief valve.
You sure it wasn't that fake gas tank size?
No,
I-
no. You wanted. Now I'm kind of upset again.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm sorry.
so some history here. They know I bitch about it enough. My motorcycle has 4.5 gallon tank. Turns out, by the way, it's a 5 gallon tank. So I have never, ever gotten more than 3.7 gallons out of it before it is freaking out, telling me that it is like, it's like, if you don't stop now, we are going to force you to stop to put gas in this. And I'm like, you have a 4.5 gallon, turns out it's 5 though, gallon tank. Where is my other gallon at? And they're like, I don't know, but we're stopping now if you don't. So I put gas in it. Okay, it says you've used 3.7 gallons. So I'm like, all right, fine. I guess I'll just forgo the other gallon, whatever. And I go to put gas in it, and I look, because when you're in your motorcycle, you can see where the gas level is. I'm looking. 2.5 and now I'm full. And I'm like, no, you just said 3.7 when it should have been 4.5, and I only put 2.5. And physically, I see it only took 2.5. Where is the rest of my gas? And it's like, I don't know. You want to go for a ride? And I'm like, I guess. All right, let's just do it. And then I forget about it for another 12 or 13 miles when the gas light comes on again. So like I make it up Cornelius Pass, and the light's like half tank, and I'm like, that was 8 miles. What do you mean half tank? No, literally, I filled up in Scappoose at the Fred Meyer, which by the way we found takes 3 minutes, at a little bit faster than 55. Roughly a little bit.
Yeah, that's a 65 zone.
No, I think the speed limit says 92. Something like that. The sign I think said 92. So
It's
and
hard
it's
to
safe
tell
to do.
when you're going.
You do 5 over, so the posted speed limit. So anyway, but at 5 over the posted speed limit, it takes 3 minutes to get from there to Cornelius Pass. But I can go from there to Cornelius Pass and up to the top of the pass to the other Fred Meyer, which is on like literally right there, half tank, and that's infuriating. But when if I just go like this and don't look,
part of me feels like you read it too much.
you'd be
You're
proud
right.
of that.
You would be proud of that, but then like
It lives at 9,000 RPM.
it does, and I think you purposely put it there instead of like trying to
No.
write it in eco mode.
No, because for anybody that's got an H2 or anything in the H2 family, when you're in that rev range, birds come out. Like you don't see them, you just hear them.
You talking about the turkey call?
It's the chirping that just happens
Yeah.
as you go. It's amazing. All right. Anyway, yeah, I guess that's kind of it. I feel like we've gone on long enough. We should make more content more frequently. Summer's coming.
Yep.
Like to get back into the videography side of things. I
I've
got some ideas.
2-3 videos queued up, ready to go through editing phase. So
You should buy this Mac that's just sitting on my desk for months now. I literally had to dust it.
I would love a Mac.
You can get one for way cheap. So I was like, he didn't seem super enthusiastic about it, but he was back then. I wonder if I'm getting it wrong. So then I went and looked on eBay, and I was like, nope, definitely cheap. So
no, there's just been a lot of expenses in the last month. $800 for one thing, $800 out of my pocket or the rental car, which the insurance company has finally decided to reimburse me for. It's miscellaneous things. I bought $300 of ammunition the other day.
Still not being shipped. So.
Yeah, they're real slow.
What did you buy?
I bought
Just a mix of stuff.
No, it was only one.
Yeah.
It's CCI Clean 22.
Okay.
So the
Is it
polymer
for
coated.
the Appleseed?
Well, we'll see. It's mostly for not the Henry.
Sure.
But on that note, the 1022 does finally work reliably.
I
My
heard.
most expensive gun.
I heard.
Yeah.
Do you know what the trick is?
Beating it with a hammer?
No. Any knows? I might have mentioned it.
No. I only know that it runs because of Ryan.
Okay, so I initially bought Butler Creek 25 round magazines for it. Seems great. The reviews are all good. Okay. Well, the magazines are also the ejector notch for the 1022. And there's something about how it feeds in from that magazine that if you load it to 15 rounds, like a BX-15, or if you use a BX-15 with only 15 rounds, works beautifully.
Okay.
Ejects every time.
Pump it to 25 and it doesn't.
Yep.
Oh.
So the 1022, I guess, only likes 15 round magazines or less.
Okay.
And then I shot through, what did we do, 200 rounds?
Yeah.
What if you put a lighter spring in it?
The ejection, or the...
Yeah, the magazine spring.
You can't on the Butler Creek. It's one of those,
I hear you.
Flex metal things.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool.
But yeah.
I got invited to the Appleseed several times. And I'm like, it's probably not for me. He's like, yeah, but just take a Q22. And I was like, what's the round count on that?
Your Marlin?
Yeah, no. The round count for the event.
Oh, everything's 10 or less.
No, total time, like total shots.
Oh, total rounds? It's quite a lot. I think it's, what did Ryan say, 1,000?
I think it's 1,000, something like it's at least entry into 4 digits.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that the Marlin must be disassembled and cleaned every 150 shots. Unless I put something super expensive and clean through there. But even then, cool, now I'll get 250.
Well, and this is where I'm really curious to look at the actual difference between something very dirty like my Aguila Super Extra or the CCI Clean 22.
Yeah, I'd be curious about that. I buy just CCI Mini Mag, but I think it shoots just as dirty. It just, I don't even know that I have better performance off Mini Mag than I do just bulk, like Winchester or whatever. So I don't know.
I've definitely seen better reliability with the
There's reliability. There's that, but I think performance, like shooting performance, is the same.
It is definitely cleaner too.
Okay.
The Aguila, when I put that in the buck mark, it actually burns my hand a little bit every time. The Mini Mags, the Federals, everything
powder
else.
Blasting back or something.
The current theory is that it's the waxy coating they put on it.
So when you say burning,
yeah, like tiny little black specks.
Oh,
burn my hand.
Okay, it's just blasting back.
Yeah,
vaporized wax that then re-solidifies on you.
Right.
Yeah.
Just in time to burn my palm on the side.
Some people pay for that actually. Anyway.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Yeah.
On that bombshell.
Right. Let's call it. You have 3 videos queued. I don't know. All right. Cool.